Okay, people want to know if I died. No, still alive. So I've been working on doing other things around here, not on this bike. I've been trying to get stuff organized a little bit in here, trying to get to my bathroom up over here. I got an EPA and a health department inspection coming up here soon, and probably a fire department too. Everybody knows those are fun. So I got a path up to my bathroom. I cleared off a big shelf unit full of crap. I still got crap everywhere through here. So I've been digging through my my hoard. So this hoard got put back here in the late 70s and 80s. That's when I was into this last. And this is 22 in case you didn't know. So these are my leftover parts from my RL, my 35 RL. So if you go look at my black bike that hasn't run since 86 or 5 or something, these are the parts I took off it when I restored it. I didn't really restore it, I put together to run it. So this is my junk box. Now I've picked through this a few times restoring unrestored bikes before. So that's why it's not as big as it used to be. Here's some old stuff I found in here. Yeah, this is just leftover crap. Here's brand new Harley spark plugs. People wonder what they look like. Here's ones in boxes. You'll see these on eBay for, you know, 500 bucks a box or a pair or something. Yeah, whatever. As I recall, I paid $2.50 a piece for these back in the late 70s. So, and they're not for sale. So, I might use them yet. It's only been 45 years now, so you never know. I might still need them. Not sure. Yeah, my light's on again. So anyway, here's some new cables and stuff here, and just digging through crap. A bunch of racing stuff in here, a lot of racing stuff. Gotta be factory racing stuff. So this is a KR rod sets. They're a little bit bigger than Harley, stock Harley stuff. Racing oil pumps. I got a lot of racing parts. Here's some heads I was working on for doing something with bigger valves. So anyway, I welded up everything and was redoing it. So I was probably playing around with these when I did my military bike. That'd be my race bike. Here's a 17-tooth WRTT clutch gear. It took me about 18 years to find one. Then I found 3 of them in 2 months. So they come up in spurts. So these are all the parts I was using to fix my bike up. Many times it was apart. So there's shelves full of that stuff down here too. I'll be clearing this shelf off here, a lot of this too right now. That's the plan anyway. So these are full of parts up here. Let's see, there's places to stand around here. So these are all NOS parts and vintage 30s used stuff. Some 40s, mainly a lot of 30s stuff. A lot of parts up there for putting my bike back together. This is a bunch of racing stuff over here that I used to collect for racing purposes. There's a stack of racing flywheels. So these are, a couple of them there. Those are KR flywheels. There's some WR flywheels. This is a WR one on top. They look a little different than KR. Some motor mounts. There's just junk everywhere. There's a crank out of a KRM. KHRM? No, KHR, excuse me, not M. Which one is that, M or R? Nope, this would be the KHRM. So this has the stroker 4 9/16 stroke, even though it's a KH wheel. See, they made it from KH flywheel. See a 54 casting number in there. But it's got the stepped racing crank pin in it. And then they came out of a Sportster fuel drag bike, so they had it balanced for Sportster pistons. Anyway, that's what I bought that for. Anyway, I got a KHRM cases, 1 or 2 sets, so that's my crank for it. Since after about 25, 30 years, I found some cylinders and a mag also for it, so stuff isn't easy to come by. So there's a bunch of new KR stuff in that box, don't know what it is. Evidently there's a bunch of more cams and valve covers. crap like that in here. These are the covers they use. These big dual springs on them. That's used ones. These are brand new ones back here. It's a bunch of cams for something. Leftover stuff I didn't use. There's an H lobe. That's an exhaust. It's not that big. There's a J lobe. Those are the ones I use on the military bike. I got the H's in my KR. No, excuse me, I got J's in my KR. This is the J. I was thinking of E's. There's an F cam. A little bit different durations. These are all racing cams. These are stock cams here. There's a stock lobe for KH. There's a stock lobe for K model. And there is a non-stock. There's a stock lobe for a KR. So there you go. Even a dumbass can see the difference in those lobes. So like I said, here's your exhaust lobe. The exhaust lobe is bigger than any lobe here. And then we got the bigger lobes. So anyways, a bunch of this crap laying through here. So I'll re-blast that one because it's getting rusted. And these you cut the lobes off and move them around a little bit to get different timing. It changes the lobe centers. So if you know what a lobe center is, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, then too bad. So these are ball bearing cams, so they have ball bearings on the shaft. That's why they're small right there. And these are bushing cams. They got the big shaft on them like that. So there's some other ones in here. I don't even know what the hell all this stuff is. Those are street cams. Pretty hot lobe. It's probably a KH cam, I'm guessing. It's all ground off so you can't read it anymore. A lot of times they're marked in other places. It's got some kind of a lobe on it, but nothing very hot. That's why it's in the junk pile here. Not in the good pile. There's a better pile in there. Anyway, I got lots of these things. They're all over the place. Every time you turn around, there's another set of racing cams floating around. So these are laying in the box too for some reason. We got clutches here for something. Sportster K model. One of the two. There goes the wall. That would be a K model because it has the big kicker gear. Sportsters have small kicker gears. K models have big kicker gears. This is a K model clutch, so this would be a KH clutch, or maybe out of a KR. Who knows? The later ones are aluminum, but the early shit's steel. So I don't know what's in here. There's a bunch of junk in here. Haven't been in this box in at least 20 years. So that was 150 bucks, whatever that was. Probably an oil pump. Yep, there you go. There's a brand new KR oil pump. 150 bucks, that's a lot of money back then. That was a couple weeks of pay there at least. Some block off plates from the generator hole. More new valve covers. Washers and stuff. What are these? Looks like a gasket. 66 carburetor kit. Those are Teletoons carb kits. Probably racing stuff. Anyway, there's a bunch of crap like that laying around. Getting all this stuff moved out of here. There's actually a toilet under here someplace. Sink over here. So anyway, alright, that's gonna go in there. K model department. So that's a Seria in the front end. Oh, brand new fuel caps, military. There's an oil cap. So set of gas caps for military bikes. A new set. I go over here in a new box. Yeah, just laying next to cans. Good place for them. So they use Sirianni front ends on KRs. So there's a Sirianni front end down in here, buried. Must have came off a show bike. It's got a chrome triple tree on it. Yeah. I think this one came off a drag bike, as I recall. So anyway, there's enough there to build one of them. So I got a 68, 69 KRTT road race bike. That's the one you see in Daytona when they run around the track. Yeah. And those pictures from 68.9. Yeah, I got one of those. So that's the fork for it. And I got a few things buried around in here. Here's some sprockets. Alright, here's some Harley Sprockets. What size do you want? Alright, here you go. So this is for 45 bikes. So the bigger ones are for street bikes, solo bikes. The small stuff is for hill climbing and for trikes. And the really small stuff I just made because I want to be different. I used to make sprockets. So the smallest one Harley made was 17 tooth, and I think I go down to 13 or 12 or something. So however many teeth. Count them, how many are there? So, and then I go all the way up to 35 tooth, and then I made a 40. There's a 40 tooth. I actually ran that in the military. Rolled pretty good with that on there. The only problem is it sticks out a ½ inch past the primary cover, so it's not too safe and looks like crap. So I didn't use it. There's one every tooth. Got a good selection. Yeah, that's heavy too. Most of these parts around here are heavy. So anyway, just digging around through stuff, figuring what we got buried in here. Here's some handlebars. These are late model bars here. Obviously I bought those because I like them. Race bars. Cut down something else. So these, I don't know what these are cut from, because these are pretty straight here. Normally they curve away, so see, they're not curved, they're straight all the way into here. So these might actually be some kind of a factory race bar, who knows. Something I picked up in all the crap I got. Of course I got more military new stuff. Here's a T-bar for a military bike. And, oh, that should break the glass. Got some car stuff floating around. A nice set of stock bars, offset front end. Good, I can put these on my 48 hammerhead bike. My 48 knucklehead. Yeah, these are slightly bent, repaired, screwed up. Perfect for me. I got a nice, it's got a bend I like in it. I like using crap. There, I don't want to break the glass. Be careful here. What else we got in here? Some other bars in there. Those are like Sportster Bars, K-model bars. Kind of fender, lightweight, ain't no weight to it. Don't know what it is. Something. Oh, this is heavy. The hell's in there? Oh, that's my race car oil pan. That's where I hid that thing. Yep, Sportster Bars. Look pretty new. Yeah. Late model. It's got a fixed grip. So these would be 67. Either electric start button or a horn, or I mean, that'd be electric start button. Yeah, that's what that is. So there's your horn button, high-low switch over here. or start your button over there. The other option would be an XLCH, would be the kill button. So it could be an XLCH bar too, but these are like an XLH, not an XLCH bar. That is your 69 lever that has the front brake switch in it. So that makes it these 69 XLH handlebars, most likely. They look pretty new. They might be new. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't new. Got a lot of new stuff like that laying around. Empty stuff. More heads. Maybe some racing ones in here. That's a factory head. What's this one here? That's a racing head. There's a WR head. The difference between a WR and a W is the exhaust valves moved in. So this one's way out here. So this one here is way over here. High compression. Canted valve motor. Plus they have brass inserts usually in here, unless they're really, really early. That one looks steel, so it means it's real early. Part number usually has an R in it. Yeah, it's an R right there, it's hard to see. So this is an early head, so this is probably a pre-war head. That'd be pre-World War II. So yeah, there you go. Racing head. Yep. More junk. And this is probably the matching head to that one. Yep, there's the front head. So that's a pair of WLR, WLA heads, because they're low compression. See how tall they are? See how this one's really low? That's how you got more compression, you mill the head. That's what Harley did. That's what other people do. See how low it is right there? See, it's only about 80 thou. That's like 200 thou. So you mill the head a bunch, you got a hot rod head. It's the only difference. No other changes. So these are fork oil. I use 40 weight fork oil in my race bike. Can you hear it? Can't even barely move. Lubritac. These are from the early 70s. Yeah, that's what I use in my Seri on the front end of my race bike. Makes it work really, really well. Finding thick oils is hard. Yeah, some more 40s. So there's some 30s, there's some 10. Got a few more. What else we got buried in here? That's a muffler for something. Is that one of my Megaphones? No. That's a chrome muffler. No, I don't see any muffling going on in that thing. Yeah, it's a Megaphone. Megaphone. Universal. Open meg. Nice and quiet. There's a racing top end laying down there, I bet. There's a pair of cylinders and a manifold on it. It's the whole top end sitting there. That's just garbage. So there's an oil pan for my car. I remember buying that. Corona swap meet. Mid-80s. Red race oil pan. Who could tell me what that fits? Double kick out. There you go. The big clue, there's a flat oil pan on it. And it's not for an LS motor. There you go. I'll give you a clue, it fits my car out front. So there you go. I even like race car stuff too. So, oh, see, there's a toilet under there. There's a couple tranny cases in there too. The question is, are they brand new ones or are they used ones? And are they early ones or late ones? It's obviously a late tranny. It's got a big hole on the top. Early trannies have small holes in the top. And that looks like a 4-speed tranny on the bottom. 45 tranny on top. 3-speed. Good, I need a tranny for my panhead knuckle deal. Maybe I found one. Oil. There's a brand new windshield for a military bike. There's a slew of KR intake manifolds. Yep, can use those all the time. Oh, here's some rare stuff. So these are stainless steel megaphones I used to run in the KR, trying to make it go faster. See how rich I was running? Not much in there. Until they've been used, there's gold a little bit. It didn't make it run any better. Took it off. Used them for a couple years. Tried to make it go fast. Didn't work. Never tried them again. This is very, very, very rare part here. Think of rare and then rare. That's it. It appears we have some clip-ons in here for probably for that Young that goes right down there. There's some more megaphones. There must have been a megaphone sale going on. Get some more megaphones. Ooh, velocity stacks for linkers. Ah, I like those. There you go. Those are good. So, who can identify what this is? What do you think this is? I like the color. So, see that green fungi right there? That should be a dead clue what it is. These are aluminum fender struts in fender. This is off an XLR race bike. Probably factory race bike stuff because I've never seen aluminum fender struts listed anywhere in any kind of a book. But there they are. Aluminum fender struts. And it's a factory fender. It's not custom made, that's factory. And it looks like they reinforced with a piece of steel in there because it probably was breaking. But there you go. Pretty rare. Maybe I'll put that on my KRTT. My KHRM, maybe I'll put that on that. It's a little bit too new that's 55. Fender's 65, so it's a bunch of race pipes back there for KRs. Anyway, there's all kinds of different things in here. Here's a bunch of windshield canvases for 30s and 40s. There's some military ones in here. This is a winter one for the 30s bike. Brand new ones, of course. Why do we have used parts around here? We got these back here. Yeah, they're still here. I knew they were still back there. Getting to them is the problem. This was the one off my bike. Yeah, I'm yanking on a fucking $500 cable here. At least. And must have a drive unit attached to it still. Yeah, it's got a drive unit attached to it. That's why it wouldn't come up. This came off my bike. So these are speedometer cables for Corbin Speedometers. Just the drive unit down here. So you have to go back and look in the 30 stuff to see what these look like. So here's some weird, here's a drive unit. So it drives off the hub of the wheel right here. See the axle spacer. So here's your Corbin. So you have different gear sets in here for different tire diameters. This one's pretty tight. Looks like I got lithium grease in there. It's all white, so it's all turned to jelly in here, or wax most likely. So this is a steel cable with your standard cloth cover like they use on the old cables. And what's weird about these things is they have a chain link for driving here. Pretty weird looking. Plug. Here we go. See, there's a cable in there, cable link. It's actually a chain link cable in these things. That's what drives them. With a ball bearing, thrust bearing on top. Who would make that these days, huh? So, anyway, those cables are non-existent. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 brand new ones sitting right there. Oh, there's my muffler for my military bike. I knew I had that hidden somewhere. And I got a new exhaust system for my X45 bike. So, anyway, there's a bunch of old crap in here. I don't know what's in these other boxes buried in there. I know these milk crates have heavy stuff in there. Lots of NOS Harley parts in those milk crates. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Oh well, that's what I'm doing. Wasting my day. So I'm trying to get my bathroom here usable. So we have all this plumbing under here that needs to be hooked up. Dad built the shop in '64 and '65, and the bathroom has yet to be hooked up, yet to be turned on yet. So it's time to burst its bubble, its cherry, and get it working. It's only been a couple years. So, but anyway, that's where we're at. Getting a little stuff here done, but not much. So I'll get back on this bike here soon, but got to redo these seat springs. Fun, fun, fun. All right, well, that's where we're at for today. Let me get back to work.